We have head coach Peter Laviolette. Please raise your hand and wait for the microphone. We'll start front right with Fook.
Peter, just your reaction to the whole day, the comeback, and then, the environment.
Well, the environment was awesome. I mean, it was a perfect night. Ice was great. Weather was great. Two teams played hard, and, they had their moments. We had our moments. Goes to overtime, and, Brad, obviously with a big goal for us by Panarin, but it was an unbelievable night.
On the right side, third row.
Peter, you've been through a few of these games now, and this was the highest attended outdoor game, I think, in at least 5 years. Do you think that this template, two rivals playing locally, is kind of a way for this franchise in terms of the outdoor games to move forward?
I think the league does a really good job of picking opponents and picking venues. I was involved in one last year, and they did a fantastic job down in Raleigh, and I think they picked the right opponents to play against each other. The venue, it couldn't have been better. Can't thank the Jets and Giants for letting us use the stadium here and fill it with our fans, the Islanders fans, the Rangers fans. It was just, it was a great night for hockey, and I think the league is pretty on point with what they do.
Left side standing up.
Coach, when you think dramatic outdoor game finishes, everybody thinks of Crosby and the shootout goal and the first ever Winter Classic, but that was in overtime.
Yeah.
The individual effort by Panarin and just the overall finish, where does that rank from anything you've ever seen in one of these outdoor games?
It was crazy. It was awesome. It was crazy. I got so much props for our guys for hanging in there for a first period that didn't go the way we wanted at all, to continue to fight. I thought the Islanders played really hard. They were kind of heavy-handed at the beginning. I thought through the second we started to combat a little bit. We had that injury that left the guy open on the fifth goal, but still didn't cave, didn't quit, and continued to push. As far as the games, all the games that these games that take place are special. You're fortunate to be a part of them. And there's been some good ones, but this one's got to be up there. It's got to be near the top of the list. So,
Front right, Ethan.
Yeah, Peter, I'm wondering about the thought process in pulling the goalie as early as you did, and the Islanders haven't scored an empty net goal all year. I'm wondering whether that played into it at all.
It went to, it was an opportunity to put us out there 5-on-3. I know there was close to 6 minutes left on the clock, but we're down by 2 goals. If you do the math, if we're not successful inside of that 4-on-3, which is a tough power play at times, you're going to be 3 minutes and 50 seconds, and you'll have used the guys that you wanted to. We decided that it was time to pull the goalie and go 5-on-3, which gives us a much better opportunity to score a goal. And then once that cleared again, the same thing. We were able to get the goalie out of the net and get the sixth attacker on the ice. I thought our power play guys at the end of the game and the biggest of moments and the biggest of circumstances, they really delivered. And there was lots of keys in that game, I think, but that had to happen at the end. Those guys that went out on the ice, they had to work, they had to fight and scratch and deliver a game with under 6 minutes to go and then under 2 minutes to go, and they really did.
Front left, Dan.
Peter, you guys came into this game with a 6-game winning streak, feeling really good about how they're playing. Do you think that confidence built off of that plays a role in the resiliency you showed late in this one?
I think that you gain confidence when things are going well, and you feel like you can do anything. And so when you're down by a couple goals with 6 minutes to go, you still feel like you can do something. And I think our guys believe that. And the night wasn't perfect for us. It didn't go the way we wanted. It wasn't a script that we would have written and said, oh yeah, here it goes. And I thought that the Islanders played extremely hard, especially in the first half of that game. They were firing everything on the net and able to get a 3-1 lead and then ultimately a 4-1 lead. It was tough, and that's why I said I thought the second goal that we scored was a really important goal, just to fight back and get that. But I thought our guys just stuck with it, and I think confidence plays into that a little bit. Yeah.
Front right, Colin.
Peter, I should first ask you how Ryan Lindgren is, if you have a report on him. And then second,
I'd like to, what the thinking was behind the early timeout and what sort of message you had for the guys at that point.
First with Ryan, he's getting evaluated. Obviously, he didn't come back to the game, and so he's being evaluated upper body, and we'll have further update on that. And then the timeout for me was a chance to stop the game, and obviously not the way, like I said, we wouldn't have written it up this way to go down 3-1 halfway through the first period, and it was a chance to stop the game, try and reset, try and refocus, try and win the last, part of that period. And I thought our guys were working and were able to start to turn the game around. Like, we were much better in the last 10 minutes of the first period than we were in the first 10 minutes. But the first period for me, it wasn't quite where it needed to be.
We'll take 3 more questions on the left side, third row.
Coach, what was your message to the team after the first?
We needed to do more. We needed to defend better than what we were doing. But more importantly, I thought that we needed to play a faster game that generated more offense. I thought that the game plan was to deliver pucks to the net. I don't think we did a very good job in the first period. I still think we were looking off and looking through instead of just in an outdoor game, a different environment, a different ice sheet and surroundings. It's sometimes simplicity is better, and that was the message. I thought that they did that better than us, and we needed to get back to that. And like I said, I thought through the second period, I thought we started to do a better job of that.
Martin congratulated Rempe right after the fight. Right here.
Yeah.
Martin congratulated Rempe after the fight, said he fought well, and said he had a longer reach than Zdeno Chara. Just first, what's your reaction to the fight, and how do you think Rempe's been doing for you so far?
I thought Matt came in here, Rempe, I thought he came in here and he did exactly what we wanted him to do. He provided some size, some physicality. He had some good shifts on his line in the offensive zone. Kudos to Martin for giving him his first one up here. And it was a heck of a fight. You don't see it very much at an outdoor game, but if you think about Rempe's path and this being his first game on a memorable day for him, and then dropping the gloves with a guy that's been around in this league and has fought a lot of fights and has established himself as a real tough customer. Kudos to him, but I thought that was awesome. I mean, he couldn't have had a better night either, so it's good for him. So.
Last question, back left.
Coach, even though this isn't a playoff game, it still has that playoff atmosphere, and the big guns show up. You needed the guys to score goals, and it's Vinny with 2. Mika, Kreider, and Panarin in overtime. Can you just talk about them stepping up in this big moment?
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it. The game was coming down to it, and your best players were on the ice. We had opportunities, power play, goalie pulled, and we needed to deliver to fight back in this game. And I just liked the resiliency. Like I said, it didn't translate in the second period, and even in the third. They scored to get the 5th one, and you're still pushing, but our guys just stayed with it, and they kept fighting, and they didn't quit. But those guys at the end, they had to work, and they had to make plays in order to get us to that overtime period, and then they did, and then Bread in overtime was sensational.
Thank you for your time, Coach.
Thank you, guys.